Last week, we looked at why Julius Malema's speech was exceptional, and this week we'll continue. The other thing I like about that address was his use of controversy. Whether we like it or not, controversy sells. And Julius Malema chose to confront the elephant in the room. It would have been very easy for him to talk about the life and achievements of Winnie Mandela, a national hero. But he chose to trod down the narrow path by speaking about something that everybody was afraid to touch, which was the hypocrisy surrounding the funeral arrangement. Here's an excerpt from the speech. Mama, the UDF cabal is here. The cabal that disowned you and sent you to the brutal apartheid regime is here. You did not tell us how we must treat them. I am waiting for a signal. Woo! That was a stroke of genius, and the reason why so many people regarded him as a truth teller and a hard charger. Finally, one of the things that we can learn from this speech is the use of point of view. Julius Malema has a dominant voice throughout this speech, and he achieves it by constantly referring to the word mama. We feel as if we are privy to a discussion or a conversation that's going on between Julius Malema and Winnie Mandela. Every time he begins a new idea, he starts with that word. For instance, he says, Mama, why did you leave us? I wish you could come back and only leave after giving us a signal. It was personal, it was authentic, it was direct. Now that we have looked at the strengths of this talk, it would be a good idea to examine some of its weaknesses. And I must add here that I'm barely nitpicking. This was a work of art. But I would be remiss if I don't address some of the shortcomings in the speech. The first mistake that Julius Malema made was he used vernacular at some point in his presentation. Let's remember that Winnie Mandela was not just a national icon. She is an African hero and a hero of the entire world. So his audience was not just the people in the audience, in the stadium, but the entire world. And he needed to use a language that everybody understands. So that's an area of improvement. Another thing he could have done differently was his conclusion. I felt that it needed some fine-tuning. Towards the end, he says, if the ANC truly honors Winnie Mandela, then name Cape Town Airport Winnie Mandela Airport. Thank you. I felt that that was just coming out of nowhere. He had not referred to this issue anywhere in his presentation, and he simply threw it in at the last minute. A good conclusion should never introduce new material. It should merely do a clarion call or leave with a memorable statement. And I felt that it took away from the entire presentation when he made that proposal at the very last minute. That being said, I thought that the entire address was the stuff out of which immortal pronouncements are made. It catapulted his political career. He has inspired even me a humble lady from East Africa who has never set foot in South Africa. Julius Malema was bold. He took on a controversial issue and made a catchphrase out of it. Julius Malema was eloquent through his use of repetition and anaphora. Julius Malema was authentic because he told us what he stood for as a member of the Economic Fighters' Freedom. I admire his presentation. I laud him for making magic on that podium. And I salute you, Julius Malema, for being an oratory genius.